So when you load up Garageband, you may be presented with this, or you may actually be presented with this window here. Either way, this is the window that we want to end up in. Now, this gives you lots of options for what you can record. We want the audio recorder, so we're going to use that. We're going to start with that. And this is especially if we want to record any audio in, this is useful. You may be doing the house music project. It may be that you're songwriting and you want to record in some ideas. Either way, this will work. So as you can see now, the window we're on is detecting the audio. I'm actually using my headphones with the inline microphone at the moment. It will work if you just record straight in to the microphone on your phone or iPad or similar, but you need to be careful of that because your microphone will then pick back up anything that you play back through your speakers as well. So it's actually better if you plug headphones in. The headphones don't actually even need to have a microphone in them. It can just be headphones because then it will just use the microphone on your phone and that is equally fine. So generally recording with headphones in is good practice. So what we need to do here, we're just going to have a quick look at the overview. This is our recording window, but if we click on this little icon on the top left here with lots of little blocks, that takes us to our tracks view. So once we've recorded things, this is really useful because it means we can edit and rearrange things. But for now, we want to record some sound, so we're going to go back to the record window. Now, a couple of things here. It's really good to set up your metronome before you begin. So that, if you have a look here, there's a little icon in the sort of top right by the volume control, which is highlighted blue. I'll unhighlight it now, highlight it again. That is turning the metronome on and off. Now, if I hit play, you can hear that is keeping us in time. Now, that might not be at the speed that we want. So I'm going to click this cog here, and you can see the word tempo there, and that allows us to change it. You can either click and hold and drag down or up like that, and that allows us to adjust it. Or you might have a particular tempo in mind, in which case you can tap this button here in time. So if I go, you can see it's detected the tempo we want. I'm actually going to keep it at about 110 because 111 can be a bit fiddly, but that's fine. So anyway, that's how you set the tempo, and that's what keeps us in time. I'm now going to click away from that window to take us away so we can start recording. Now, to record, what I'd suggest you do is you put this is called the playhead here, and that shows us where we are in the recording project. Either click and drag that and put it back at the beginning, or there's this skip back to the beginning button here, just to the left of play, which you can use. Right, to record our first sound, what I'm going to do is I'm going to press this big red dot here. Now you can hear that that is clicking away. I might want to record a clap. Right, and then I hit stop. That's now recorded the sound. Now we can't actually see it at the moment because we're in this window. So I'm going to click the box with those little blocks on the top left hand corner. It takes it to my tracks view, and there we can see our recording. Now if I click on the box, it gives two little sort of lines here which we can drag to the beginning and the end. Now I clearly came in a little early with that clap there. Actually, that's not too bad. So we can hear that now, but it's got some really weird effects on it. You can hear it's actually got a reverb and various other bits and pieces. So what we're going to do is we're going to go back, I think, to the mic view. And yes, can you see here, there's a few controls. We've got vocal hall. Now I'm going to take that right down to 0. That's a reverb. It's putting it as if it's in a vocal hall, and we don't want that. So now if I take that off, I'm just going to move the playhead. Fine, and I'm happy with that. So that's great. We've got our first recording. I'm going to go back to tracks view. Now to move this around, I can click and hold and drag it and do various bits and pieces with it, and that's fine. What we're now going to do is add another track. If we hit the cross button at the bottom left hand corner here, it's going to add another track. It'll give you these options again. We do the same again, audio recorder, and we're going to do the same again. I'm going to turn vocal hall off straight away so we don't get that reverb. So let's try a different rhythm now. Hit record. Right, there we go. And so now I've stopped that. go back to tracks view, have a look. Can you see this time it's put it in the new track? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to edit that where it is. In fact, can you see it's cut it off a bit? So we just need to make sure, in fact, that's fine there. And then can you see it's a 2-bar sort of rhythm, isn't it? So now what I can do is click and drag that to there and put that one after the other. Let's skip back to the beginning. Okay, this is just quite a rough, quick recording. It's not perfect as in time as I would like, so you may want to do that again. And then there's a few other options we can do here. So now what we can do is we can double click on it and hit loop, and then it gives you a loop option, and if we click and drag it will do it as many times as we like. And I'll go back to the beginning so we can have a listen. Okay, and that's how you get started with recording multiple tracks in BandLab.